Anosognosia. Go ahead. Try saying that 3 times quickly. Have you ever refused to admit that you have a problem with binging on Netflix, binging on pastries, binging on sugar, binging on alcohol, binging on a toxic relationship, or anything else? Anosognosia is an extreme version of something that we all experience. It's our tendency to deny or overlook our own problems. That resistance, that blind spot is a milder form of the same phenomenon. We all have moments where we lack insight into destructive habits we just can't seem to shake, convincing ourselves that everything is fine when deep down we know it isn't. I recently read a book called I Am Not Sick, I Don't Need Help by Xavier Amador, a powerful book about anosognosia and how to effectively communicate with people who don't recognize their own mental illness. One of the most potent takeaways is that trying to argue someone into awareness is a losing battle. Instead, Amador introduces the LEAP method, LEAP, listen, empathize, agree, and partner. Rather than forcing someone to see reality as you do, LEAP helps build trust, allowing them to feel heard and understood, which in turn opens the door for collaboration rather than conflict. Our opportunity is to recognize that anosognosia isn't just stubbornness or denial. It's a genuine lack of awareness. And when we understand this, we can stop taking it personally and instead approach our loved ones with patience and compassion. This shift allows us to communicate more effectively, replacing frustration with gentle guidance. By acknowledging that their perception of reality is different, we create space for healthier interactions and the possibility of real progress. Our role isn't to force awareness, but to foster an environment where insight can emerge naturally. Anosognosia comes from the Greek words a, without, nosos, dis-ease, and gnosis, knowledge, meaning the lack of awareness of dis-ease. This term was first introduced in 1914 by French neurologist Joseph Babinski, who observed that some stroke patients with left-sided paralysis were unaware of their condition. Babinski's work laid the foundation for understanding anosognosia as a neurological rather than a psychological phenomenon. This is so significantly important. Over the years, research has expanded beyond stroke-related cases to include its presence in conditions like Alzheimer's disease, schizophrenia, can't even say the word. Forget anosognosia and schizophrenia, and bipolar disorder. Anosognosia is a neurological condition where a person is unaware of their own illness or impairment. It's often seen in individuals with stroke, traumatic brain injury, dementia, or mental health conditions like schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. So here's the thing. Obviously, people with anosognosia genuinely don't recognize their condition. They're not simply denying it. And this makes treatment extremely challenging because they refuse help and medical care, believing that they are perfectly fine. It's commonly associated with damage to the right hemisphere of the brain, particularly in the frontal lobe. So there's all kinds of treatment variations on this, right? But the point is that when you're dealing with a family member or a loved one who has this, it can make you feel like you're going crazy. It makes no sense. And you can become combative or manipulative and just trying to rationalize with the person, and it simply doesn't work. So we are called to embrace responsibility, not just for others, but for our own growth and resilience. The serenity prayer reminds us to accept the things we cannot change, find the courage to change what we can, and seek the wisdom to know the difference. And this means learning new skills, refining our communication, and focusing on our own attitudes rather than trying to control someone else's awareness. People are inspired not by what they know to be accurate, but by what they know to be possible for them from their perspective, from their unique perspective. Every day, you're going to be faced with opportunities to practice patience, compassion, and agency in the midst of uncertainty, emotional turmoil, and what seems to be a hopeless circumstance. How will you respond? I just want to encourage you, if you need more support, if you want to learn more, check out the link in the description of this video. There is a newsletter that you can subscribe to. I hope that you will subscribe to this channel. And if you find it helpful at all, please share with others. I love you so much. I'm sorry this is such a hard path to travel. Let's just keep holding the light, keep learning new skills, keep educating yourself about what is possible for you. I hope that you will respond always with hope and possibility. I love you so much.